As flying on commercial airlines becomes more and more frustrating, using these airport travel tips and hacks will make it much easier for you to get to your destination and also help you arrive in a better frame of mind. Number 1. Don't miss a plane because of security. In case you didn't know, TSA now offers an app that will tell you the wait time at many of the larger airports. This app will let you know if you need to leave early to make your flight because of long lines at security. 2. Keep the air vent above you turned on. You may be chilly, but the air that comes from the vent is actually filtering out germs and blowing them away. The vent was originally designed to isolate and filter out cigarette smoke when you could smoke on planes. The circulating air will also keep your skin from becoming too dry. Number 3. Never join a security line with children in. Once you reach the airport line for security, another tip is to get in the line with the business travelers or the people wearing suits. They will get through security much faster because they are prepared. If you see a line with children or families, avoid it. 4. Frozen liquids are allowed through security. Believe it or not, completely frozen liquids like water are allowed through security. This can be tricky though, as the bottle of liquid has to be completely frozen. Half-melted bottles of water or coffee will get tossed. So you will have to figure out how to keep the bottle frozen until you pass through the TSA checkpoint. Then you'll have to figure out how to thaw it, but you have plenty of time. Number 5. Never get ice with your drink. If you do have a drink, don't get the ice in it. While the obvious reason is that the ice cubes take up too much room in the little plastic cup, the real reason is that the ice cubes come from a water tank on the airplane, one that may rarely be cleaned, if ever. Number 6. The blankets are biological weapons. Never ever use the airplane blanket, unless it comes right out of the sealed plastic bag. The folded blanket you find in the overhead bin or on the seat is used and unwashed. Talk about germs. Instead, pull your hoodie closer for warmth. Number 7. Visit the airport lounge during a long layover. If you do have an extended layover between 2 long flights, it might be to your benefit to buy a day pass to one of the airline lounges. Besides being comfortably situated away from the crowds, there are many other amenities to enjoy. This may include complimentary drinks and snacks, Wi-Fi television, showers, computers with internet access, and more. Number 8. You'll feel the turbulence the least over the wings. The first travel tip for booking the best seats is to pick the seats that are over the wing. Turbulence is felt least when you sit over the wings and if you pick the emergency row. You may even get more legroom. Turbulence is felt the most at the back of the plane. Number 9. If you travel as a couple, book a window and an aisle. Another tip to book better seats is that if you travel as a couple, book one seat on the window and one on the aisle in the same row. Unless the flight is sold out, most people won't book the middle seat between you. Then you get the whole row to yourself. If someone does book the middle seat, offer them to switch to the aisle or window seat, and you can still sit together. Number 10. Take an immune supplement. As you will be sharing the recycled cabin air with hundreds of other strangers on a flight, you will also be sharing the many germs circulating throughout the cabin. So, the first item to purchase from a pharmacy is an immune support supplement like Airborne or Noon Immunity. Number 11. Wear sunblock. This thought alone should have you alarmed, but there is another greater health risk when you travel: exposure to radiation. A recent study found that pilots flying at 30,000 feet for 1 hour get the same amount of exposure to radiation as someone who spends 20 minutes in a tanning bed. The conclusion? A different study determined that pilots were 10 times more likely to be diagnosed with malignant melanoma. So, when you buy your immune supplement at the pharmacy, make sure to pick up some sunblock to wear on the flight. Number 12. Wipe down your tray table. The third thing to pick up from the pharmacy is a travel-size package of disinfectant wipes. Think about it. Have you ever seen the flight attendants go through the cabin and wipe anything down between flights? The answer is no. If you think you might get sick from the air you breathe on a flight, you are even more likely to pick up germs from the tray tables, armrests, bathroom fixtures, and other surfaces that thousands of strange people touch on these airplanes every day. 13. Dress in many thin layers. You don't want to wear anything bulky when you go to the airport, even if it is cold, because you will regret lugging around anything heavy. Instead, dress in many layers of thin clothing, so that when you are sitting in an over-air-conditioned terminal, you will be warm. Or, if you are stuck on the tarmac with no air circulating, You can strip down to a t-shirt to keep cool. 14. Wear a hoodie. Always make sure the one thing you are wearing is some sort of hoodie. It's not a fashion statement, but rather protection from noise, light, and people bothering you if you want to sleep on a flight. It can also keep you warm if the need arises. 15. Belt with plastic buckle. One more thing to wear to the airport is a belt with a plastic buckle. Some security agents will let you keep it on if you let them know the buckle's made of plastic. This will save you time at security and keep your pants from falling down at the same time. 16. Have a pen. Another way to save time in airport lines, including customs, immigration, and international trips, is to always have a pen. Filling out any form before everyone else will always put you at the front of the line. 17. Always go left at security. If the security line forks, always go left. Most people instinctively pick the line on the right because this is their dominant hand. Making a quick and determined duck to the left will save you a lot of time waiting in line. 18. Have an empty coffee mug. If you are really clever, there are a few other things you can do to bypass the TSA rules and avoid the high prices of the airport vendors. For example, while you can't bring liquids through security, you can bring an empty coffee mug with a few tea bags or some instant coffee. You can get hot water on the plane or maybe from a really nice kiosk owner on the concourse. 19. Exceeding one personal item rule. Carry-on luggage is so restricted now. Many people are getting creative when it comes to sneaking on a few more items that are over the limit. For example, some ingenious travelers figured out that if you put a few things in a bag you begged from an airport gift shop, the gate agents will just let you on with it because they figure you made a last-minute impulse buy. Number 20. Lost luggage refund. If the airline loses any of your real luggage, make sure to report a claim as soon as possible. If they don't find your luggage, you may get up to $3,400. Plus, save your receipts for things like replacement toothbrushes and pajamas. You may be able to get reimbursed for these items too. 21. The quietest place of any airport is the chapel. If you are on a budget and want a few moments of peace, almost all airports have a non-denominational chapel. It's quiet, free, and a place to rest between flights, since most people pass it up for the overpriced and noisy food court. 22. Be nice to the flight attendants. Your behavior on a flight can make the experience much more enjoyable. The first rule of thumb here is to be nice to the flight attendants. You will get nothing by being demanding, but you will get extra hot water for your tea bags if you are nice. 23. Avoid alcohol. Drinking alcohol while flying dehydrates you, and even though a drink may make the flight itself more pleasant, it will make you feel more exhausted when you arrive at your destination.